Morning all, Anthony from Showcase, and I wanted to do a video today on what to do if your website's been online for a while and you don't feel like you're getting any benefit from it. It's a common inquiry that I get quite a lot, and truthfully it's hard to get good quality visitors to your site. So we've got a kind of process that we work through to try and help people identify what might be causing a problem and overcome them, and I just wanted to share that with you today because, you know, if we can all get better content and better traffic to our websites, then we can all increase, you know, our revenues, and that benefits everyone really. So the first thing really to understand is to define what a benefit is to your business. So if you have an online shop, then clearly the benefit is going to be online sales, whereas if you're a tradesman and you get lots of inquiries via the phone, then one of the benefits might very well be the fact that somebody's already visited your site to check out some examples of previous work that you've done, and they've made a decision to call you based on that. So two very different examples of benefits to business. Even if you've got a physical store and you've got a website, they might seem completely separate initially until you start speaking to customers to say, well, how did you come to grace our store? And they say, well, you know, I found out about you online, I looked around some of the types of products, I really liked your ethos and the type of stuff you do, and then, you know, you had an address on there, so I came down to visit the store. So actually there's a connection. So you need to be very clear and very clear on the benefits that you're expecting to get from your website, first of all. The next thing I would recommend all business owners to do is to install Google Analytics. It's a free tool, guys, where, you know, you can install it on your website. If you can't do it, speak to your web developer or webmaster, and they should be able to do it for fairly low cost. But it's basically the ability to track how much traffic, where it's coming from, what they're doing, so how long they're on a page for, how long they're on your site for, what pages they're viewing, what pages they're leaving from. It just gives you a whole huge amount of data that you can suddenly understand your traffic better, and you can make changes accordingly. Some people tend to get a bit overwhelmed by the amount of information that Google Analytics gives you, but if you break it down to its essence, you know, it's just about your traffic, where it's from, what they're doing, when they're going, that kind of stuff. So I might do a video on that later, depending on, you know, demand and that kind of stuff. So once you've got Google Analytics installed, you're going to have initially two issues really. One is you're getting no traffic, so obviously the benefits are minimal, if at all. Or secondly, you're getting the wrong type of traffic. So taking the first one, if you've got no traffic, then we need to look at what kind of advertising is being done to try and promote that. So gone are the days of build it and they will come. So that's back in the day when there was only about 10 websites online. I think the rate of increase is almost 1 million websites a day getting added to the web. So there's just no chance of magically getting found. You have to put the work in nowadays, and you have some solutions to getting extra traffic. First of all, you can speak to people yourself. You know, who do you know who might know somebody that you can direct to the website? How can you put the word out via email, phone calls, SEO to an extent? If you think that your website is maybe old or could do some improvement from a technical point of view, then that will help it get found in Google. Does Google even know about your website? You can do a Google search. If you type site, S-I-T-E, and then a colon, and then your website address, then that will bring out all of the pages that Google has noted for your website. So if that comes up with nothing, then Google doesn't even know your website exists. So you need to get that submitted to Google. So yeah, also do a search for your website to see whether you come up in any kind of local searches, and if you don't, then again you need to kind of look from a technical point of view, maybe get somebody to help you to try and figure out what is wrong with your website technically. And you can also artificially generate traffic by using tools, pay-per-click generally. So that is things like Google AdWords, Bing Ads, and they are paid adverts that you see in the top and bottom of Google searches and obviously Bing and Yahoo. And it's there to help artificially drive traffic to your website. You can use that as a test bed to see if there's anything wrong with the customer journey through your site to whatever the desired outcome is, really. One of the other things I would check is, as part of this, is your NAP. Okay, this is a term that's been bandied around. I've only heard about it about a month ago, but everyone seems to be talking about it now. You know who you are. But just make sure your details are correct. We had it when, if you look at the Showcase backstory, but my wife Kim and I had a tracking phone number installed on the website and had a digit wrong. We couldn't get it changed, so we lost all the potential leads that would have come through that. So just make sure that your phone number is correct, that your email is correct, and also check your contact forms are actually working as they should. Also think about, why would somebody contact you? You know, if your website is live, yes, that's great, but if it looks rubbish, just for lack of a better word that I can say on here, then is somebody really going to reach out and contact you? Yes, sure, you know, you might feel like you are restricted by the amount of time or money you can invest to make it look great, but it really is, you know, people are fickle online. People are completely irrational online and physically, but generally online, really, they contact you or not for the most obscure reasons, and often, you know, how your website looks and how professional and credible that is will kind of definitely affect your conversion rates or your contact rates as a result of your website. So maybe get some friends, colleagues to go away, have a look at your site and give you an independent review. Make it anonymous if they're a bit worried about telling you, you know, that your website was rubbish and why, and then you can make the necessary changes. There's also other things you can do, such as social proof. Now, loads of studies have been done recently to say that people are incredibly trusting of online reviews, which is crazy because you don't know the people, but 93% of people, or something to that kind of level, trust online reviews, and so would make a decision based purely on those, which is why you see huge sites like eBay and Amazon using reviews everywhere. So if you haven't got online reviews, if you haven't got testimonials from people on your website, then you should consider trying to generate those and get those on there to help people feel that you're more credible. You know, there's real people out there who have reviewed you and are happy with your services. That will help people want to contact you, really. So there's a few examples of issues that are wrong, but what I would definitely do is speak to your customers. You know, the people who have still contacted you. So I don't know whether I touched on this before, can't quite remember, but tradesmen who have examples of their work on their website. I do a lot of work with tradesmen, and you know, some see it as a silver bullet, where you know, you build a website and suddenly the phone should start ringing, but it doesn't. It rings at the same level as before, or it does increase slightly, and then you speak to the customers, and they're saying, well, yeah, my friend referred me, you did some great work for them. They referred me, I checked out your website and you looked really professional, and there were some examples of exactly what I needed on there, so I picked up the phone and called you. So you wouldn't realise that your referral marketing strategy is working really well, or your social proof or examples of what you can do is working really well, unless you ask those people. So it's really important that you tackle all of these things in a nice order. So first of all, how much traffic are you getting? What are you doing to generate traffic? What's happening once the traffic is on the website? Is there anything you can do to improve their customer journey? Is your phone number correct? Is your contact form correct? Just reading off a big list down here that I've got of things to cover. Then there's other technical things. I think I touched on SEO as well, where I would do a Google search for my business and see whether I came up. First of all, if I didn't, we need to speak to Google or let them know about the site. Then also, what are people seeing? Are they seeing some gobbledygook that isn't deliberate, or are they? Is there a bad review on there that maybe you didn't know about that you can take off? Or I'm not really sure what the process is. I think you'd respond to it. Sorry, you'd respond to it to overcome and help deal with that complaint, really. But it's important to be found, to look professional, look credible, make it nice and easy for people to contact you via your website, provide the details necessary to either visit you in a physical location, contact you by phone and email, and a contact form. Even social media now as well. Does your website have any kind of social media integration where people can see that you're alive and kicking? I've seen countless websites where there's a Facebook feed embedded, and the last Facebook post was 2.5 years ago. I mean, you could have died in that time, and people are just going to think, well, they can't be able to keep their website up to date, so they're probably too busy, and therefore I won't call them. So it could be any number of reasons. I hope I've given you at least 10 good places to start to see where you're getting, or why you're not getting the benefits that you need. And if I can be of any more assistance to help you review those points, then please do reach out. My email, anthony@showcasewebdevelopment.co.uk, and obviously you can always post comments below this video. So thank you, bye for now.